Welcome back. You're watching Startup Central with me, Nayantara Rai. The toy business is no kid's play. And my next guest should certainly know about that. At a time when we're actually talking so much about Atmanirbhar Bharat, we're also putting the spotlight on Indian companies, Indian brands that are in this space. You know, it's a market that has been flooded by Chinese toys, but you also have some great Indian brands. In the morning, in fact, today we had a fun school, and today my next guest has been mentored by Amazon, became the first brand to actually be sold globally by Hamleys, has sold 3 million units worldwide, and is doing particularly well in the United States. Dhwanil of Skillmatics joining us. Dhwanil is, of course, the founder, ex-BCG consultant, now entrepreneur. Dhwanil, was it easier as a consultant or as an entrepreneur?
Thanks for having me, Nentra. I think it's always a lot more challenging and at the same time rewarding. Building something. And so while yes, taking the leap into entrepreneurship has been increasingly far more challenging, but it's at the same time when you see that the number one product in the US is actually an Indian brand, I think that feeling is special.
Yeah. So tell me something, what is so special about Skillmatics that, it's been mentored by Amazon, it's been lapped up by Hamleys, that is doing well in the US?
Yeah, so I think that there are a couple of things that we're doing at Skillmatics, which is fundamentally very disruptive to the global toy and game industry. I think the first part of it is the entire business model that we've built. We leverage India's structural advantages when it comes to content creation, design, and a very strong manufacturing base on the back end. And then we combine that and partner with technology platforms like Amazon to actually reach consumers globally. And so this business model is essentially completely new age, right? Back at the time when I was at BCG, it was almost inconceivable to build a global brand. But now, due to platforms like Amazon and social media platforms, a brand from India can actually reach and engage customers at a global scale. So I think that's one piece in terms of the business model that we've built. I think the second thing that what we've done is we've taken a very contrarian approach to product development. And what we do is typically in this industry, companies, especially incumbent brands in the US, spend anywhere from 12 to 24 months on product development cycles. And what we've decided to do is take a very analytics driven approach, identify customer trends, customer insights, and then go from ideation to launch in 2.5 months. And because we're primarily online first and direct to consumer, we aren't constrained by buying cycles of large offline retailers globally, and can actually hit the market a lot faster. So I think these are the two things that we are doing fundamentally different from all the legacy companies in this space. And I think that the focus on the consumer and leveraging data to develop products has enabled us to actually scale quite quickly and have a very high strike rate in terms of the response to our products.
Okay. So tell me something. I want to ask you this. At a time when the Prime Minister's clarion call is vocal for local, Atmanirbhar Bharat, we have been hearing about how Chinese consignments are not coming in as the way they used to. The government is saying that's not the case. It's a market that in India was flooded by Chinese toys as well. Are you seeing this as an opportunity, or are you going to continue to do what you're doing, which is be an Indian brand which is exporting a lot?
Um, I think the right framework or the vision for us is actually to build an iconic brand that's loved globally. So whether that's the US, whether that's India, whether that's Europe, we're fairly agnostic to markets, right? I think over a period of time, at least my vision is to build a truly global brand that's got very strong Indian roots. Um, Globally, I think the way the entire industry is structured is it's not just India, right? 95% of the world's products are made in China. Um, and I think that with the ongoing geopolitical tensions, both with the US and China, I think even globally, there's never been a better opportunity to take advantage of this and actually launch an Indian brand in this space, both in the global context and in more mature markets like US, but even back home, right? Because I think increasingly there's going to be a greater push on Indian products, Indian manufacturing, and while we are definitely doubling down on the US market, I think structurally India is a very large opportunity for us, and we're taking full advantage of it.
Okay, and with that, Valan, we wish you all the very best. Thank you so much for taking the time out to be a part of Startup Central. That's Skillmatics for you, a toy startup creating waves. Ladies and gentlemen, completely out of time. Many thanks for tuning into this edition of Startup Central.